You guys rolling your phones? I'm going to be back here in 10 seconds.
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh God, this feels awkward and terrifying. What is that sound?
It was starting to make that
That is a new
noise.
sound since the last lap.
It was starting to make that noise when I was driving it too. So it's definitely
no.
got noise.
Oh,
it smells
Nick,
awful.
Christ, this is my car. This is my personal vehicle.
Oh my God, I'm so afraid. I'm so terrified.
This is a ridiculous video. You met my friends Nick and Sam, and you already know Kennan. We raced our own cars on the track a few days or weeks ago. I don't know when that video went up. But today we have a different premise. We're going to all drive the same car. And the car is my 1998 Mercedes-Benz A140, which is honestly one of the worst cars in the world, the worst car I've ever owned in my life. And we're all going to do one hot lap and see what happens. Nick, give me your thoughts, please.
Well, I will regain the throne as the fastest driver.
Okay, you were third fastest.
But by like milliseconds here.
Half a second is real.
That's gonna happen. I think we're gonna find the limits of this car pretty easily and quickly.
I want to be clear, this is a 1.4 liter naturally aspirated four cylinder with like 70 horsepower, 68 or 74 or some horsepower, something like that. Not built for track use. I'm actually kind of scared. And also the car was famous for rolling over.
As Rolls-Royce used to say, it's a sufficient amount of horsepower, but they don't share the exact numbers.
In this particular car, it was not in fact sufficient. Kennan, your thoughts?
I'm terrified.
You're
this
terrified.
car is known for rolling over,
Yeah.
and well, we're going to go put it on a racetrack. So
We're going to put it on a racetrack with a very competitive person
Yes.
who
Now,
has
me.
lost in the racing, and so now he's going to feel like he has something to prove.
So my goal is to survive. Whereas
Only
his
that.
goal is to win,
win.
and he might, it might be a high price you pay for winning that one, we'll see. And then your goal is to see how fast you are without the assistance of the wonderful Boxster Spider.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
We'll
As the
see
fastest.
if Sam is actually
No, this
the
will be
fastest.
interesting. This is definitely the part I've been most terrified for.
Why? Because you think it's going to
Well,
flip over?
I had the pleasure of driving this just around the parking lot to see what it's like, and the braking is unbelievable. You only get
great.
braking power in the last 1/8 inch of the pedal, and when you get power, it's not much.
We did a hard
So
stop.
we'll see.
We did a hard stop from 20 kilometers per hour, and
They're
it
using
took
the
a
pads
while.
before the race.
Terrifying. But we are making Nick go last as the most likely to roll it. So we'll see what happens.
No,
true, that's
no,
true.
it's going to go in order
Leave it on the
of
mountain.
lap time, which means that Kennan will go first, Nick will go second, I will go third, and Sam is stuck with the spongy brake.
So you're giving me a handicap.
Well, you did the best in the first thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Look, here's the thing about the A-Class. The car famously rolled over in a magazine test. You know, what hasn't? What happened was there's this test where they move out of the way of a moose. It's not even a real moose, you know. And it rolled. But what they did, that they realized before, it was in 1997, they realized, this is in 98, okay? It's innovation.
Big change.
No, they realized before the cars went on sale that there was a problem, and they put in some very advanced stability control, which I'm sure will save our lives. Do we all
How do
agree?
we disable it? Do you know?
Oh no. See,
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna
going to
tell
get
you.
a chance to
I'm not
go
gonna
when he
tell you.
destroys it.
Do we all agree that if Nick does die, we can give him the victory then? He gets the W.
Yeah,
Yes, he gets
posthumous words.
Posthumous. Posthumous.
Well, you know what I mean.
Have any of you driven this before aside from around the parking lot?
No.
No.
I drove it a little bit this summer, and I bought it because I thought it was cool, and I learned within 30 minutes of driving it that it is not cool. I had to drive it 2 miles to put it on a ferry boat, and I remember in those 2 miles I was thinking, I've made a horrible mistake.
This is after buying it in Europe, having it imported, doing a tremendous amount of maintenance.
Full paint correction ceramic coat.
Yeah, the nicest A-Class in the world, only to decide that you didn't actually like it.
Oh, by the way, this is going to be for sale on Cars and Bids. I want to be very clear. I need to get out of this thing.
New
because
pads.
I can't find parts, and it's bad. And so it's for sale on Cars and Bids. Not yet, but very soon. Or maybe it already did. I don't know. But please buy it. But also don't buy it. And it's been tracked, but only once. All right. Probably. I can't imagine the German fella.
The single owner from New. I don't think he was.
One owner.
tracking it.
One owner. Ignore the abuse today. All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, Kennan is slowly making his way around the track to start his flying lap. You can
It was
find Kennan
slower
with
than
this
me,
car.
It's a bad combo.
Well, just him getting in the car took 5 minutes. So I'm not surprised that we're 15 minutes into
There is
lap
a procedure to do everything.
1. Right.
Everything is squishy. The brakes are squishy all the way. Oh man, this whole thing is just—it's like made of jelly.
No, this will be interesting because we were doing what, like low 2-minute times,
Low
except
twos.
for Kennan,
Except for
high
Kennan.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where this comes in.
Randy Pope said like a 208 in this car, I believe.
Then he's the greatest driver in the world.
He is.
Well, Randy Probst, which is what he thinks he's named, it's an entirely different guy. He's even faster.
So fast. Are you the official timer?
Yeah, I got it.
Are you going to be able to capture him as he goes across the start line?
Oh yeah,
He's going to be moving at the speed of light.
I'll be ready for it. Now, I bought this car because I thought it was cute, and it is. Look at it.
It is
It
cute.
is cute.
But it's real bad. I mean, I thought it would be fun, but it's just cute.
It should have stayed in the European village that it looked cute
It should have stayed in Germany.
Oh my god, I'm so afraid it's gonna roll over. All right, here we go.
He's flying.
He's not taking this seriously if he's honking the horn. I'm two on the wheel. Oh, late break. Nice. Okay. No, not really.
Not really. He just has no momentum, so he doesn't need much.
He doesn't need
brake.
much braking, but the brakes also are terrible.
Right.
So it's a bit of a give and take.
The brakes are a little better than we were giving them credit for. You really have to stand on them. You gotta get them to do anything.
Boy, it looks slow.
It does look slow.
But look, it looks
but you know
cool.
What? It
Look at
does
that.
look blue.
And all of our
at
cars
that
look
angle.
slow from a distance.
Doesn't that look like the kind of car that like your kid has in a little children's book?
Yeah.
Like a triangle is a car also.
It does.
Right.
Were there any highlights of the car?
No,
Like,
none.
No.
it seems like had
No.
good headroom.
Yeah, it has good headroom.
How many miles would you say you put on it this summer?
1 tank of fuel.
Wow.
So,
One
It probably
full
gets
tank?
good gas mileage.
and then we mailed it back to California, God knows why, and now I'm desperate to sell it.
Nailed it right back.
Despite all the horrible things I've said about it, you should buy it. But you shouldn't pay much.
How does this compare to the S-Cargo? You actually like that car?
I liked that car. It was
Yeah.
cool. I mean, that was
But
more
why do you
fun.
like that one and not this one?
Well, the big difference, the main benefit of that car, the big advantage that it had, it looked like a snail.
So lack of snail design is what's really holding back the A-Class. Had
Yeah.
they just given it like a tail or a shell,
Right.
it would have been great.
They should
If
have
it had a
considered
shell,
that.
What were they thinking, not doing a shell on this thing?
They needed you as an advisor.
Oh my god, I'm so afraid. I'm so terrified. It's working so hard to go so slow, and then it just rolls like crazy. Oh, I'm so afraid of it rolling over. I'm so actively aware that that is a distinct possibility, and I want to come out of this alive.
They sold 1 million of these A-classes, literally a
Really?
million. Yep.
It's impressive.
Yep.
Pretty good.
This is the only time someone's been on a track with one.
And this is a classic.
Okay, there were two trims. There was the Classic and the Elegance. Neither was true. But this is the Classic, which is the base model. This car only has 2 options, which is air conditioning, which
Thank
is
God.
that was a necessity, and badge delete, because the first owner presumably didn't want people to know that he bought the base model.
Still says classic.
It
right
says
on the
Classic,
side,
but
though.
it doesn't say A140, because there was an A160 and eventually an A180.
Wow. Powerful machine.
Boy, this is a slow lap.
Can you imagine if there were AMG versions of this back in the day?
There should have been.
That would
The
have been so
Mika
cool.
Hakkinen edition.
There was a
I think that was an aesthetics package, though.
I think so.
He had the prestige of having a limited car named after him.
Hey man, they command a premium.
Well, there's something loose in the trunk as well. And yet again, instills further confidence with this thing. Down the straight, something is now either whistling or making a substantial amount of noise. On the brakes, down the second gear. Not pleasant. Oh, the seat moved. That instills confidence. Yeah, here we go, here we go.
He's already well over 3 minutes, just so you know.
Well, he was well over 3 minutes in his M5 too.
Yeah, that's true. He's actually almost, boom, 309.
309, he did a 306 in the E39.
306.
He almost
Within
beat
3
his,
seconds, 10%.
He did a 306 in his M5.
the most Kennan thing ever.
My word, what an underwhelming and yet simultaneously overly terrifying experience.
309.77 is our final number here.
Pretty impressive.
That is just slow.
It's honestly faster than I expected.
Really?
Yeah.
This is how fast I thought he would be in the Spider.
Right.
He predicted to be over 3, yeah.
Nick talked a big game at the beginning of the day.
No, he's safely in 3rd. This is what separates the good drivers from the great drivers, is getting in an A class.
The question is, if Kennan did a 309 in that, and he did, his fastest lap was like a 248.
240.
Can just beat Kennan's best M5
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
in the A class?
Interesting. Could we beat Kennan's best?
That's a lot of time to shave, though. But it's Kennan.
But it's Kennan. Ugh. Okay, think about it this way. His best M5 time is 240, and we all ran 210 to 214.
Right.
That's 26 seconds. He's 29 seconds behind his best. I think it's possible.
I think it's possible.
By the way, we would be able to have that over him for the rest of our lives. Remember when our A class was faster than your M5?
We will still hear insistence that the E39 is the penultimate.
Right, he
four-door
talks
car.
about it, the greatest car ever made, etc. If we had the ability to say, hey,
And then he doesn't care. He didn't come out here to set fast lap times. He came out here to have fun.
I think we should race him for pinks on it. He has to swap cars if he loses.
no, it should just be that he has to take the A class.
Just keep it.
He has to drive it home.
He is burdened with deciding what to do with it.
Drive it home would be such a punishment. It would be dark the whole time. Oh, God. Are we going to beat Kennan's M5?
It would be amazing.
We're talking a lot, but the truth is, I
Yeah.
bet you can't shave that much time off the... Yeah. It's just a trash car.
Well, good work, A-Class. You survived.
Coming in hot.
Any fluids?
looks kinda
Any
nice.
fluids? Oh, we got to wait the...
Right, he's got to.
Hey, put your shoes on. Take your time. Oh, he had shoes.
That is not an experience I ever want to repeat. That was one of the slowest, most terrifying. I've never been so afraid of 80 horsepower in my life.
Well, I'll tell you, you did a 309.77. I have no idea if that's good or bad, but we're going to find out.
That feels about right. I accomplished my goal, make it back here in one piece, didn't roll it, although there are a couple places where I think you will.
All right, so you're going to do one warm-up so you know the car, and then do a full, and then just turn around.
Yep. Bye-bye. Oh, boy.
What was that? First time driving a manual.
Actually, this isn't so bad. Oh.
All right, Kennan, tell us about the...
That's a slow vehicle, and it's not good at this.
How do you think Mr. Overconfident's gonna do?
There were several spots where I swear to God, I'm like, when I felt like how off it was, I'm like, it could easily nickel topple it.
No one's going to... Look, it's a well-engineered... It's got... The tires are this wide, at least.
Right. Not a lot of bolstering on those seats either, I noticed.
No, and
No.
then also there was something was flopping around in the back.
Oh, the Land Cruiser's alternator is in there. Oh my God, we gotta get that out.
Is it really?
Yes.
This is great. We're weighing them down.
He's dry. Oh my God, I didn't think about that. We have to get that out now.
I think I probably broke it. In fairness.
No, it's the
It did
broken one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I hope he doesn't roll it because that weighs 1,000 pounds. I
Yeah.
totally forgot.
Instead, it has completely ruined your trunk because it's been.
My Land Cruiser broke down this summer. The alternator failed. We replaced it, and I didn't know what to do with the old one because they replaced it at my house using a surfboard to get under the car.
Island life.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
You know.
Yeah.
And I just put it in the A class.
Because you weren't driving it.
Right. And it was just storage. We've been told not to dispose of things like that anymore.
So you took it to California where it's easy to get rid of things that you're not supposed to dispose of.
This thing is pretty bad.
What is that sound?
It was starting
That
to
is
make
a
that
new
noise.
sound since the last lap.
It was starting to make that noise when I was driving it too. So it's definitely
no.
got
Oh no.
We're not going to be able to get laps into this.
We got belt squeal.
I guess that must have been the drive bell. I mean, I don't...
It really was not a thing when Kennan went by on his final lap. So
No, I have not heard that sound before, just generally owning the car.
interesting.
What do you think? You think it'll make it through 4 of us?
I don't feel like
You
I'm
don't?
gonna have a chance to drive
Did
this
you
car.
notice any
No,
issues?
it was okay. But it was squeaking slightly when I did it. And now it's really squeaking. So if it's not like it's going to get better. Either whatever it's squeaking will break completely.
We're going to have to
Like,
leave
the
this
belt
thing
will
out here. They're going to be like, all right, so you're going to load that up. No,
No, actually.
good luck.
That carousel must be pretty terrifying in that car.
Not as terrifying as you think because the
You're going
G-forces
slow.
they counteract the lean. They can't like topple over there.
Right.
But everywhere
Right.
else it can.
I guess that's the only place it can.
that is that
Right, it's kind
straights.
of like
Straights
transit. It's like doing it straight.
Even then, I'm not sure.
I went to register it, and the woman was like, "It's not pulling up." I don't understand. She's like, "Is it a weird car?" I'm like, "No, here, it's just a normal." She was like, "Huh? I'll just use the value for the C-Class then, for like the sales tax." I was like,
Probably
"Okay."
wasn't beneficial to you.
No, it probably it probably wasn't.
Ma'am, do you realize how cheap this vehicle is?
No, I think the value she pulled up was like $2,200, $2,500.
Oh, it's coming in hot.
He's not gonna do much better.
Not squeaking anymore.
Self-healing.
I think Nick fixed it.
253.04.
That's pretty good.
253.04.
So he cut 13 seconds.
Only 13
16
seconds. So
seconds,
that's
wasn't it?
nothing. I mean, he
309?
cut that more than that off when we were doing the real cars. Then again, he was driving a Lamborghini and Kennan was driving an M5. Uh-oh.
He's moving real slow.
Still no fluid leak, though. Looks fine.
Why is he going so slow?
He's in,
Surprisingly
I don't
loud
hear a
horn.
squeak. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it sounds good actually.
Oh,
it smells
Nick,
awful.
Christ, this is my car. This is my personal vehicle.
It's a gem.
In what way?
I thought it was actually confidence inspiring. It's hard to get carried away when you don't have enough horsepower to get up to a quick speed.
Nick, we had
Something was moving around back there,
we
which
had
was
a
incredibly
ballast back
unsettling.
there for you. This was
Either you
to
were
slow you
pushing
down.
it very hard to
No,
know that it was,
I did
okay.
notice that.
Oh, Sam, get the paper out
You
of there,
just
too.
left it.
What am
Yeah,
I
I
doing
just
with
left
this?
Get all this stuff out of here. There's a drive belt.
You think this will slow you down?
This will slow me down. I want to have perfect.
I take it by his
Take out the first
franticness
aid
that I
kit.
beat your time.
Is there a spare
did
tire we
try
can
that.
ditch too?
What was your time?
Oh yeah, your time was 253.04.
Okay, all right.
But again, we don't know where that.
There's a lot of room for improvement there, but it is a matter of like how much you're willing to risk.
Can I ask you a question? When you drove past, we noticed it sounded like it was squeaking considerably, like a drive belt or something.
Nothing.
I
didn't hear that? Okay.
Notice.
All right.
It was fixed on the next
It might have
line.
been the
good
spare
It's fine.
drive belt in the trunk.
Good luck, Doug.
Everybody ready? Ready to see some real stuff? Yeah. You guys rolling your phones? I'm gonna be back here in 10 seconds.
Yeah, we're ready.
Here it goes, driving the A-Class. I'm the only one who's actually spent time in this car. I don't know if that's a good thing, but it's a thing. All right, here goes. Oh, God.
He's just sending it. No warm up, no cool down.
There's really no point.
Right.
All right, here we go. Precision.
Oh, this feels awkward and terrifying. Okay, go, go, go. Oh, it's so much slower than the other cars. It's incredible.
I think Doug's gonna set the fastest time in that.
Oh, for sure.
He's got to be fastest in something today, you know?
Right, for him to feel good about himself. Meanwhile, he goes home with a $1.2 million car and a $300,000 car.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not the worst. The shifter incredibly squidgy. The brakes were slightly better than I was
What's the
expecting.
worst
Yeah.
part about it?
You really have to. The worst part?
Is it the body roll?
The body roll's significant. Like it is.
I think it's just the
wild.
feeling of not being stable.
Right.
You just know.
Yeah, and then when you are ready to go, you put your foot down and very little happens.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
a lot
it
of
just-
sound. Not a lot of. Even I was like.
Right. The Speedo.
Yeah, it's
Have you
just
ever
kind of.
done like electric cars at like an amusement park? You know, where
Yeah.
it's like
Like
you
Disney.
push the throttle down. It's like this is as fast as it goes. Like there's no more. You get that feeling in all the streets.
Oh, God. The brakes aren't as bad as I'm thinking they are. And so I should just push it more. Oh God, it's just coming way out of the corner. It's just got so much understeer. Oh.
It leans so much.
This is a lean-to, that thing. It just,
You almost wonder if you
lean-to.
leaned with the car like a motorcycle, if you could help a little bit.
Right. It probably does make a difference.
It's not so slow around the around this giant sweeper. It's not what I would call fast though.
I think my time will be safe in the M5. However,
Yeah. However, not far off.
not far off. So Nick, it's between you and Doug.
251.
251.06. Yeah.
What was I?
You were 253, I believe.
Okay.
Wow, he's got
We
you
were
by 2
close.
seconds.
Got you by 2 seconds.
I don't know what that was, but it felt slow, and it certainly isn't enjoyable. It's kind of interesting. Everybody's like, oh, it's better to drive a slow car fast. Not this slow car. There's a limit to how slow the slow car in that phrase can be before you just don't want to be driving it anymore because it's too slow. Even a racetrack lap doesn't feel fun in this car.
That smirk of confidence.
He's feeling pretty good. Also, a hell of an odor from this vehicle.
Well,
How'd you do?
you know, it was fine. Can't imagine it's got that much more in it.
Oh, now I smell it.
Yeah.
How was it?
Not bad. It was 251.06.
Faster than Nick.
Faster than Nick.
Once again, I am faster than Nick.
By like barely.
What is this by barely crap?
This guy was saying
Margin
inch or
of
a
error.
mile. Doesn't
When
matter.
Nigel Mansell wins the Formula One race, mustache and all, he doesn't. The number 2 guy isn't like, oh, he barely won.
Well,
He's like, oh, yeah, I got beaten.
he wasn't driving a Mercedes A-Class for the first time ever.
First time ever, you had a huge advantage. This long straight. 251. I feel comfortable with that.
All right.
Your
Sam.
turn.
Yeah.
Time has come.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
I'm nervous. I don't want to be beaten.
Okay, here we go in the A class. Doesn't quite shift the same as the Boxster Spider. This is terrifying. Oh. Half a turn, body roll's pretty significant.
It is a fun study of contrast to drive this and then a
It's a totally.
supercar
I
and
totally.
just be like, this is the full spectrum of what cars can be.
Right.
Yes.
I totally agree with your point. By the way, you definitely leave time on the track because you brake according to the cones and according to those cars.
Yeah.
Well, you're not carrying enough speed to do that. So
Yeah.
you start braking and you're at the correct speed before the cones even start, and it's like this was stupid.
But then late braking is just like incredibly dangerous and risky. So you don't want to do that either. So it's like, do I over brake? Do I brake when I should and just trust that this thing will work? Or do I go for the racing
Eventually,
line? Like,
I
they're
did
all
that.
bad ideas.
Eventually, I just really late braked, and it worked.
At least you didn't have an alternator rolling around in the trunk. Probably helped.
I like. Yeah.
My bad.
I'm a big fan of bringing spare parts to a track day. I just normally take them out of the car first.
This is actually not as bad as I expected. A lot of weird sounds from this car. It's also so quiet, I can't tell where the rev limiter is. But I think I was near it. Maybe quiet's the wrong word. It's just a flat sound. It does not change through the entire rev range.
So you did 253, I was 251, you were 309.
Yes.
So we just
I
got to
survived. Like I said, that was the only goal for this, and I accomplished that.
I think also if we did 3-4 laps each, it might be a different result.
Yeah.
But we just can't do that to the car.
Yeah.
It's not going to be
Both to the car and to ourselves. That wouldn't be pleasant.
right.
Like 1 lap's fine, 2 laps is like 3 is punishment.
And by the way, that would also be a different result. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think 3 laps of the car, the result would probably be that someone doesn't get a turn.
And you would just get so bored. I was tempted to time my own laps just to have something to think about while I was driving. Because you have like
Right, here we
20
go.
seconds between turns to like prepare
You
yourself.
really do, these long straights. All
Is
right.
this still the warm-up lap?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
here
starting
he goes.
Yeah.
now.
I feel like this is the longest session we've had today.
I know, it does feel
It
like
feels
that,
that
doesn't it?
way.
Despite the fact that we're doing 1 lap each.
Now this is the hot lap. I'm going to try to follow the racing line. I think only because it keeps the car the most flat, and I am terrified of rolling this thing.
I don't think anyone's even dropped a tire today.
I have definitely been on the rumble strips.
Yeah, but that's racing line.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Over there, the Ford GT, I got squirrely twice, but it didn't do anything. That's the worst place to do it too, because there's actually
Yeah.
wall there. All the places you can lose it.
You lose it at the one wall in this expanse of desert.
using it the one wall in this expanse of desert.
Hard on brakes, turn in. Ah! Ah! The seat certainly lacks bolstering. Power! Really feel all 85 horsepower stretching its legs.
Man, that is looking slow. But is it slow enough?
We'll find out.
I'm nervous, I'm nervous. He's not doing as badly as I need him to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
Got to at least beat Nick. I don't mind losing to Doug, but Nick was talking too big of a game to lose to. Oh no, missed third, found fifth. Damn it!
242. What did I get? 250?
You're 251, he was 253.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
Yes!
Come on, Sam.
Yes! Yes!
All right, as long as I can
He's
beat
slower
Sam.
than you. He's gonna be with
Alright.
Kennan.
257.
Yeah, 257.
And now we know who the true fastest driver is.
Yeah, bravo.
Thank
As
you.
measured how
Bravo.
they determine it in real racing.
That's how they determine real racing. Everybody gets in an A class.
That's an uncertain smile.
Yeah.
There it
Oh
is.
yeah.
Oh,
It is wild how it smells every time.
Disgusting. Absolutely
Smells
disgusting.
awful.
Oh.
Well, Sam, how'd you feel in the A class?
Well, Sam,
You know, I thought it went pretty well. I did miss third and found fifth right at the end there.
Oh, better that way than the other.
Better that way than the other, but I was disappointed.
yeah,
It is terrifying.
yeah,
Yeah.
it rolls a lot. There's so much understeer.
It rolls so much. I was so scared of the apexes.
Yeah. Yep.
And just generally all the turns. And
straights.
even braking on the straights was a little sketchy too.
Yeah,
How'd I do?
I'm the fastest.
Really?
257.
I was slower than Nick.
You're
Yep,
quite a bit.
sorry.
A Rubik's
Unfortunately.
Cube slower, in fact.
I didn't want to lose to Nick.
You lose your PDK and PDCC and PDM and all the PDs.
All the PDs.
you know.
You got nothing. Who are
You
you
got
really?
rev matching.
I can't believe how much faster you were. That's impressive.
I have to admit, I have the most seat time in this car.
Not
now,
that much.
I wasn't throwing around when I had it. Like, I don't know that I took it to red line before, but
You knew where all the gears were. That was an advantage.
yeah. Wow.
Wow.
So there you go. We raced with our cars, and Sam was the fastest because he brought a cheat code, Porsche Bikester Spider. But when we race in one continuous car, the truth comes out. Nick, any parting words for us?
That's your parting words, actually. I gotta have an
We're
actual
gonna have
word.
3.5 hours in the car on the way home for Nick to tell me how it was he was actually the
I mean,
fastest.
there was an
There will be a
alternator
lot
in
of
the truck.
excuses.
There's been a
flying
lot of excuses and explaining for weeks.
for weeks.
I think for the first time driving it, that was actually pretty good. If I had the same level of improvement Sam did each time he drove the car, I would have beat you after one more lap.
The same level, same driver.
I don't know what he's talking about,
Like
but
each
I
lap
think he's
you were
wrong.
about 2 to 3 seconds faster than the previous lap. That's all it would have taken is one more lap getting used
In
to
his
the car.
Boxster?
Yeah.
Okay, so you think a few more laps and
A
you
few
would've-
more laps, I would have been the Randy Probst of the A class.
Still not his name, but we're getting better.
I'm sorry, Randy. It's too many.
I wonder what
consonants.
Randy can do with this thing. The ultimate conclusion that we've reached today is that Randy Popes is tremendously impressive. And
We are not.
Not only could we not beat him with the A-Class, but we couldn't beat him with the Carrera GTs, even though he was driving a front-wheel drive biased Audi TT 4-cylinder. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.